curator? Menagerie? What the hell is happening? So I've been feeling very experimental lately because of the changes that happened, and curator here has 9 armor. 9 armor is a lot, so normally I would take Gendis here, but because this guy basically now has a patch for cure power as well, I wanted to give him a go, just to experiment a bit and see if Menagerie is actually in a decent spot now, since it did get buffed. And there's a Cuddle Gum. I haven't played with curator in a while. I also never see anyone play him, so let's see how this game goes. We hit a pair on Sally, so I plan on staying down and just doing well, Jeeve Curve, because we hit a triple. Did get lucky, did hit a triple, but any hero can do that, right? We still lose the fight here against Millhouse, but we're still on 45 HP, which feels pretty good. So I was very skeptical of armor at first, but the fact that it can enable some bad heroes to maybe, you know, see some time in the spotlight again is pretty fun. So I think it did overall have a positive impact. Now I found a double triple because we have in order to sell in the shop, so that means if we buy this triple and sell it, we have 2 triples. You'll see in a second. And I was, well, most of the time we take 4 jobs here, right? But because I'm so healthy, like I take 5 damage here, but I'm still at full HP, and because I want to try and see if I can make Menagerie work, I'm gonna go for 5s, because in case you don't know, Mythrax is back. Mythrax is an amazing 5 job that enables Menagerie well. So, and there's Lightfang and Bran, of course. Now I can't take the triples this turn, I have to wait 1 more turn, which sucks. So we're taking 8 here. But I'm still healthy, still okay, and we get 2 5 jobs, so things are looking good. So yeah, 5 jobs are bad, right? I keep saying don't take 5s, 5s are bad, so again, I'm experimenting, seeing if it works, if I'm trying to force Menagerie. This first 5, the Demon Taunt is probably the most valuable, since it's the easiest to transition into, easiest to scale up, but Mackerel is better if I do happen to go Menagerie, because you can play Bronze Warden and Cyclone, and you know, mechs are not in a bad spot still. And there's an egg in the shop, you know, who knows. We did hit no Mythrax, I mean, also Nomi, but I'm not gonna take that, or Spore. So I'm happy. I'm not gonna think about the others too much. And yeah, we have 6 gold left, I'll just double buy. Egg is strong. That's a demon, I guess, so fill out the board. And this is turn 6, it's still relatively early. We have an okay board. This Mythrax is already an 8-12. And it scales automatically, so it's kind of like an inverse Lightfang, but it was a good card before. Like Mythrax was removed because it was such good tempo, so strong. And this Millhouse actually DC'd, so Millhouse is dead because he disconnected, which is kind of bad because I'm pretty healthy. I won't be able to face him if I stay this strong. Now this turn I was considering leveling, but I stayed down because there's so many optimizations I can make. I just take this dragon because it's an okay one. They can buff my Divine Shield cards if I find module. But I happened to roll all my gold. I was looking for modules, I was looking for jugs or buffs, looking for a better, you know, a Ring Matron maybe is a good demon, or a Cyclone, or a Bronze Warden, or there were so many things I was looking for, didn't find any of it, kind of sucked, so we only bought this 5/5 dragon. So even though it seemed like we've been kind of high rolling with our double triple, this turn was awful and basically offset that high roll, so I don't think we're dead ahead of the lobby anymore. We did win though, because this guy was being jugglers and somehow our Mythrax just carries. Look at the size of it, it's insane. So I decide to level here. I need to level, right? If I stay down longer, I give myself no opportunity. And you know, since we missed so much anyway, last turn, I'm kind of scared. We hit a module, pretty good. So I can now module either the egg or the amalgam. I don't think egg is gonna stay, so I'll module the amalgam, because, well, it is probably here to stay, and it gives a Divine Shield back to my Mackerel, which is good, so I don't want a Divine Shield Mackerel here, I think. And I'm freezing for the Jug. I'm just gonna try and play for stats. I'm gonna try and get my old playstyle back, which is playing for stats, just getting strong, and doing stuff to try and beat my opponents, essentially, instead of trying to spike and high roll. Which is completely different from how I played previous meta, or how people usually play. But I like to play like this because it's so flexible and there are so many ways that you can go about doing this. Like, what is my board right now? I don't even know, but it's working, which is fun. I guess on 5 you just want to find a second Mythrax, maybe a Lightfang, sure, a Bran, stuff, right? And good counters. Now we're up against Murloc, so the Spore is very tempting, since, well, we have a pretty shitty board, let's be real. I'll try to discover the poison Murloc here. It's like, since we taunted our amalgam, it's less likely that we poison it, but we can poison another Murloc on the board. It's fine. And that's it. I don't just want to buy a random elemental now or dragon. I think our board is kind of set. We really want to upgrade at this point. And he does have Bran Murlocs. He is already pretty strong and a Battle Master, so we gotta watch out for him in the future. But our hits were pretty good. We were able to beat him and actually did a lot of damage because he left my things alive at like a little HP. So that's pretty sick, dealing 19 here with this very scuffed board. We're still leading the lobby, surprisingly. And there's a Jug, 32 HP, chilling. But again, we have no scaling. We don't have a future right now. We just have this Mythrax. So if you're thinking about what do we want to do next, it's, well, roll a brand. That might save us. It's not that amazing, but you know, it's better than nothing. I think the biggest thing that we can do is try and properly play around our opponents and just use this Mythrax as our carry unit, I guess. I'll still play the Leaper here and, you know, just play for buffs. Again, I'm playing different than usual, trying to go full tempo mode. I only have 3 traps on the board right now. There's a bit of a leg spike there. But this guy is Poison Max Cam and has a Daunted Buster. I don't know what he's doing. He seems pretty dead to me. Even though our Spore didn't have a great hit. Yep, we managed to kill him here, deal 15. And we're still dominating the lobby. Keep in mind, we're, I think, the lowest tier hero that exists in the game, F tier, because he was able to get 9 armor. Besides our double triple, we didn't high roll anything really, like we're just mediocrely playing. I do level here because I want to discover a Mulligan. I think that's the best late game we can go for, and there we go. Because this board doesn't do shit, right? Again, we don't scale, we just need Amalgadons and proper countering against my opponents. Now this guy's mech, so I don't really value the Spore that much against him. I don't know what kind of mech he is. So sell Spores so that way I get more adepts onto my Amalgadon, because, you know, I have the Murloc then on board, and try and high roll a little bit. And there we go. I mean, high roll, we have a bunch of tribes on the board. I think it's very likely that we get Poison and Divine Shield. And, you know, just finish off with a buff here. There's no reason to really roll. Unless I want to try and hit something better for next turn. Now positioning is really important. This game especially, I paid a lot of attention to positioning because I know that we're not the strongest board. We're not the best high roll board. So the only edge I have, like this guy is double Buster Baron, right? So now we know that what kind of mech comp he is and the tank. So we can play around it later. But I think the best advantage that we can have is our positioning, getting max value of this mackerel, getting good hits with our Amalgadon. Sadly, you know, this fight didn't turn out as I hoped it to be. Amalgadon just died, got no value. But again, that's kind of out of my control because I didn't know what he was. I expected normal max here, not double Buster max, to be honest. We're top 4 and we're up against Nos, who was the Murloc player. 5 triples, he's gonna be massive. So we don't get there with our stats. We need Poison. So I take a Spore. Now, second mackerel. This is a hard decision. Most of the time you can skip it, but I took it because I think ping pong build is still viable. If you don't know ping pong build, it's just having 2 taunted mackerel, so that way you can technically go almost infinite. Not really infinite, but if your board stays alive, you can get a lot of value from your Divine Shields. And I think at this point we got a scam, right? Like our scaling isn't great. I sold my brand to all in here. Since if I win this fight, I'm probably top 2. Play double Spore, and he is just big stats. He doesn't have Poison yet, so we will be able to get through this with his Amalgadon and double Spore. And, you know, my taunt and my Mythrax in the end here, being able to value trade is massive. Dealing 11, killing Nos. We've been killing a lot of people this lobby. It feels good to kill some A tier, S tier heroes with an F tier. Without even hitting like super nuts, super crazy stuff, just having a Mythrax that carries my ass. Top 3 up against Cindy. Cindy is elementals from what I remember. Now I found a module. I took Brand back because again we mainly just win with Amalgadon. So the last opponent, we know what he has, like the mech stuff. This guy is elemental, so another Amalgadon would always be good, better than these Spores at least. Now, there's no reason to play Bren here. I'm just gonna module this mackerel, play the other mackerel, and maybe try and get some value that way. But yeah, my units in general are not big except for my Mythrax. Now, this guy is massive elementals, but again, what counts as elementals is Poison. Great hits here from the Amalgadon. And then we're gonna get some good, sweet mackerel value, keep some bouncing. And this is why I value the double mackerel, because it can turn lost positions completely around as well. And surprisingly, it's not even close. We did bump the shield there, but yeah, our Mythrax is able to outscale these low reg elemental thingies that this Cindy decided to do. 17 damage on their ass. We're top 2. Honestly, I was happy with top 2. Even if I got top 3 this game, I would show it because this was so much fun to play and so different from what I usually show or what people usually play. But we made it to top 2, and now if I get a first place, that'd be even better, right? So I triple Spore because honestly, I don't care about Spore against this Buster player. It's just gonna die into a Divine Shield anyway. So I want to try and discover an Amalgadon of this triple Spore. Now the Jug, I don't think those stats matter that much. Instead, the Argus I take because again, ping pong. Let's just taunt this final mech roll, so that way we could get some good value and try and scam. Triple was trash, doesn't matter what we take here. Now there is a scavenger in the shop, and this is some nostalgic content. Back in the day, taunt comp was so fun. Brand, you taunt everything, find scavengers, and that way you can scale up your menagerie board or whatever the hell you have. And that's exactly what I'll be doing here. So just Argus these 2 lost cards, play the scavenger, and look at the stats. Magnifique. Yeah, other than that, we just try and beat him, but we still have some elementals in hand that we can maybe transfer into some status like +12/+12 if they land well. And there is a Zap in our roll, and that is massive because we know that he was Buster comp, so Zap is a great tech card to end on. And I might even win me the game single-handedly. We'll see. I need to reposition. Again, I want to try and get maximum value. Now, I attack first. I'm able to kill his Golden Baron, which is huge. Imagine if it lived. His taunt value traded, meaning he doesn't get the buff right away. And, you know, this thing just died. There's a 4 Reaper without getting any stats onto it. And this seems like GG. It seems like we're more than big enough because we were able to take out the Baron. Now, I don't know what the odds are. I don't know if they attacked first, how favored we are. I think we still have a fair shot. But now it's just a massacre. Like, we're absolutely murdering because of the Zap. But yeah, this game, I'm not gonna lie, we mainly won because of smart positioning and teching. But still, I'm happy about being able to play Curator to a good effect and being able to play a random-ass Menagerie board. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.